Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a makeup artist question and answer. I asked you guys for a couple questions when it comes to being a freelance makeup artist or just any kind of makeup question in general. And I got questions which I'm very excited about, so thank you guys so much for taking the time to send them to me. I think I'm going to go through and answer a couple of the questions that were pretty much the most asked because I usually get a few questions that are the most popular. So I think I'm going to go through with those and yeah, just share with you guys my answers. Of course, if there are any questions that you have, leave them in the comments down below and I will answer them for you guys. My nose is a little stuffy still. Like 2 days ago, I had the worst allergies in the world and I think I sneezed like 7,237 times. So I'm a little snuffy, a little snuffly, stuffy, and snuffy. Snuffly. Okay. Yep. Alright, so the first question that I have is, I am a freelance makeup artist and I was wondering, how do you make conversation with your clients? Do you talk while doing makeup? And if you do, what do you talk about? By the way, love your work and these MUA question answers because I want to know as much as possible. So, do I talk to my clients? Yes. You always want to make sure that you have conversation with your clients while they're sitting in your seat because you want them to feel comfortable. You want the time to kind of fly by because, you know, usually an appointment for me, because when I do a trial with somebody, I usually take my time and a trial appointment usually takes around 45 minutes to an hour. So if you're sitting there and not doing anything, 45 minutes to an hour can feel like a lifetime. So I like to go ahead and talk through with my clients about everything from, you know, especially if it's bridal. You know, did they get their dress? What does their dress look like? Was it the dress that they loved? Was there another dress they had in mind? I always ask questions about how their wedding planning is going, if there's any stresses, anything like that. I always love hearing what everybody's answer is when I ask like how wedding planning is. Is it stressful? Is it easy? How do you feel about it? And then I kind of go on to questions about, you know, I get a lot of questions about my boyfriend Steve because I always bring him up in conversation. So I'll talk about Steve, I'll talk about family, you know, just anything that you can think of, any little tidbit stories about past weddings, things like that. Just any stories that you can think of to make them feel comfortable. I think that that is the biggest thing. So yes, I love talking to clients throughout the whole trial. There are some days where I just don't feel like talking. Some days I'll have a headache or something where I'll talk a little bit, but I will try my best to really talk through the whole appointment because I want to make sure that they're comfortable and that they're happy. Question: what questions do you typically ask a bride before starting her trial? Example, what type of skin do you have? So the first question I always ask is, do you have any idea or any thoughts or any pictures of what you would like to do? A lot of brides, I always ask for them to bring me a picture because for me, I mean, I love being able to just do whatever I want. Like a lot of bridesmaids, when I do bridesmaids, are like literally just do whatever you want. So that's fun and I love being able to do that. But when it comes to a bride more specifically, I really want to make sure that she, of course, is 100% happy with her look. So I really recommend having brides bring me pictures, whether it's pictures from my Instagram personally or just anybody's Instagram or Pinterest or anything like that. I really, really definitely recommend it, especially when it comes to brides. Because like I said, for me, I want to make sure that they love their look because it is their wedding day. So the first question I always ask is, of course, do you have an idea of what you would like to do? I kind of go through other options that we can do or other questions. I make sure they want to do a wing, no wing. Do they want to do something this color? Do they have any other colors in mind? Is there any colors that are going through their wedding day, whether it's gold or rose gold, anything like that? I just ask a bunch of questions like that. I do, of course, ask what kind of skin type that they have or if they do have any type of oiliness on their skin. Usually, if you have a very, very dry skin client, I will stay away from doing kind of a matte primer, of course. When it comes to brides, I go in with like my Hourglass Veil Primer, and I will add a little bit of a matte primer in the T-zone because I know a lot of people do get shiny and oily in the T-zone. But if somebody is very, very dry, I will stay away from doing matte. Just because if you're really dry, you don't really need a matte primer, I should say, or a foundation for that matter as well. So yeah, I do just kind of stick with, you know, what kind of skin. Is there any thing that you need me to know, like any kind of, you know, something you want me to cover up or anything like that, you know? But for the most part, a lot of clients actually tell me what they want. So a lot of the times I don't even have to ask many questions, which is good for me because clients already know, like, okay, actually this is what I want. I am a little oily right here. I want to make sure I'm a little, you know, they know exactly what's going on with their skin. So a lot of times I feel like I don't even need to ask, which is good for me. But yeah, I would ask, of course, definitely, because you don't want to put, you know, a really luminous foundation on a person who's really oily. But yeah, I just ask kind of the simple couple kind of questions and just get right to it. This is actually one of my brides who asked this. Oily eyelids help. My winged eyeliner smudges throughout the day and primer doesn't help. I understand. I know this because I do have oily eyelids myself. I always use the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Original, which is always my favorite, and it does not crease any of my shadows throughout the day. But I noticed that when I have very like minimal shadows on my eye, like if I go in with a shadow in the crease and just something on the lid and then do a wing, my liner always smudges to the upper lid. Like today, my liner won't because I have a lot of shadows on and everything like that. But when I do very minimal or no shadows at all, my liner always creases. One thing that I do recommend is setting it with a black eyeshadow. If you do that, it will set the liner, especially if you're using gel or liquid, and that will set the liner. It won't transfer as much, and that's always one of my biggest tips. I do that even, honestly, today I did that as well with my liner because I'm just so nervous of it transferring, so I always set my liner with a black shadow. Alright, I would love to advertise, and this is another big one that I get all the time. I would love to advertise to brides to be in my area, but I have no idea where to start. I was wondering if the knot was worth it and if you've gotten leads and booked clients from it. I've heard negative and positive things from it. Thank you so much. So yes, I actually, I think it's, well, no, because I do post about it on Instagram with my reviews and things like that. I do advertise with the knot. I absolutely, I cannot complain when it comes to the knot, and I'm not just saying it. It has been, I think, one of the biggest places for me that I have gotten brides and inquiries and things like that, especially starting out. Like when I first started out, I of course didn't have anything except for people like I used to go to high school with and people that knew me like through my sister or friends and things like that. Like they of course knew that I was a makeup artist, and so that's how I kind of got started with my clients. Like the first couple clients I had were people I went to high school with and people that I was friends with, people I knew. With doing the knot, of course it takes time to get clients because there are, especially in Jersey and in the New York and tri-state area, there are so many beauty vendors. Like I think on the knot, there's like 900 beauty vendors, and it's a lot. It's a lot of people. There's a lot of competition out there. But you know, when you first get started, it takes some time. You're going to have a couple inquiries or a couple inquiries a month. Like you're not going to have that many. The knot is pretty expensive, but in the sense of like it's expensive, but you will make it back within like I make back what I put into the knot within like of course a weekend or something, you know what I mean? So for me it's definitely worth it because you do make back the money that you give them, and you advertise online. When I first started, I advertised online, I advertised in the magazine. I was spending a couple $100 every single month, and it was a lot. And so now I cut back. I loved doing the magazine. It was so much fun, and it's so cool to see your face in a magazine. And I have a huge pile in my one back room of just magazines, and so it was really cool. I did get rid of the magazine just because it was an extra $100, a little over $100 I should actually say a month to do it, and so I cut back to just doing the online. And I think that the 95%, maybe 90% of the inquiries that I get are because of the knot. And I totally 100% believe that, you know, whether you have heard negative things about it or positive, I can only say positive things. I really 100% believe that my inquiries, the majority of them, are from the knot. A couple months back, after really getting myself out there, now I've noticed it's from the knot. I get referrals from my past brides, and I do have people who contact me because they see me on Instagram. So, you know, as the months have gone on, I've seen, of course, a huge jump in my inquiries, but I 100% believe, and I 100% know that if it wasn't for the knot, I probably would not have the inquiries or the amount of inquiries that I have had in the past year and a half. I've only been doing it a year and a half. This August is going to be 2 years. So I honestly, the negative thing about it is that you just have to give it patience. Like you put out a lot of money, of course, to advertise and be with them. And it takes a couple minutes. It takes a couple months to see your, of course, money being well spent in the sense of getting business back. But I 100% believe that if it wasn't for the knot, I wouldn't have a lot of my inquiries, and I wouldn't have a lot of the brides that I've had this past year.
Hi guys, she's literally gonna die laughing. So I was of course filming and talking, and my memory card was full, and I have videos that are, you know, future videos I need to edit for you guys, so I'm on my phone. So that's pretty much the main questions that I wanted to answer for you guys today. I had so many more, but you know, I think that those 4 or 5 questions that I answered were pretty much the main questions that I got. So many of you just want to know kind of the big questions, and I've gotten those questions for so long, so many times. So I'm so glad that I was able to sit down and answer them for you guys today. So I know this was kind of a short video, but like I said, I just wanted to sit down quickly. I got a couple more things to do. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Like I said before, let me know in the comments down below if there are any questions that you guys have for me. I would be more than happy to answer them, whether they're in the comments or in another video. So leave some down below. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.